expect for your engine. That's Valvoline.com/Dale.
All right. So I think we're live, are we not?
Yeah.
All right. So welcome to everybody who's watching on YouTube, Dirty Mo Media YouTube. Make sure you follow all of our social media handles. I'm sure you do if you're on here.
Yeah.
This is the Ask Junior portion of the show presented by Nationwide. We're going to take some questions. Leah Vaughn's going to tee those up for us.
Not Linda Vaughn.
That's going to happen
It's
from time to time.
Yeah. Should we check and see if our audio's working this week? I mean, did they hear
can
us?
everybody hear us?
Hey.
It's working.
Hey.
Trust me, that was as frustrating for us as it was for you guys last week when we had to cancel. But we're back.
Good audio.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy. All right. First question. With the Triple Crown ending last week with the Belmont Stakes, Patrick Kinzer wants to know, Junior, what is your Triple Crown for NASCAR?
Like as far as
the big three.
The big three races?
Yeah.
Oh, man. World, you got to have the World 600 and Daytona 500 in there. Those are two races that have to be in there, and I think the third race is pretty interchangeable. I mean, it's going to be, I can't even know. I don't know if I can even pick one. I might put Bristol Night Race in there one year, and then it might be Homestead for the championship the next year. I don't even know. I wouldn't put Indy in there. I know the Brickyard's a very, very magical place. Loved going there for the 500, but for what we do there and the way the race is, I just it's not in my list. It's not in my top three. It's an important race, but not in my top three. So I always, as a kid, I always wanted to go to the Bristol Night Race. I just was, and anybody that's not ever been to a race, when I get people that say, "Hey man, I want to go to a race, where should I go?" I tell them the Bristol Night Race. I don't tell them the Daytona 500. I would go to Daytona, second, third race, but the Bristol Night Race I know is going to be exciting enough to hook that fan or hook that person for that first event. So I might have to say that's my three.
All right, Skylar Fox, as you are a huge collector, what is something you always wished you had as far as racing memorabilia?
Isn't it tough to say
memorabilia?
that?
That's Mike Davis's word.
Yeah.
I think Matthew's the only one who left to not say that, not butcher that.
Finally
word.
did something right.
Your time's coming. I don't know that there's something out there that I have my eyes on or wish I had. The stuff that I wish I had is a general bulk of items. Like I wish I had one or any of Dad's driving uniforms from before his rookie year when he ran Sportsman in the 70s.
Wow.
I wish I had any car that Dad raced in, won in. I'd love to have that stuff. It's just hard to obtain it. It's either overpriced or hard to justify paying for. I think that the reason why I spent so much on the Nova was because I had a personal connection. I remember being around that car. I remember Dad building it, Dad and me going to Mamaw's shop and walking around it. And so it has a personal. I would have spent more for that car than I would have paid for any car that Dad raced in the Black 3 for Richard Childers, because the connection to me personally was special. I'd love to have any car that Dad raced in the 80s. Having that Monte Carlo to me is so special because of it. It raced in 79 and 80. David Pearson won Darlington in that car, and Dad won Atlanta and Charlotte in 1980 in that car. It's just, those things those things ain't laying around. So I don't know. Helmets are cool.
Late model stuff.
I love getting a hold of my stuff.
Yeah.
There's some stuff out there. There's a guy on eBay now that's got some noses and tailpieces from when I raced in 1994. Wants $2,500 for them, man. It's just too much. I can't justify paying that much money for my own stuff. But I love collecting sides and doors and anything from my career, my dad's career, my sister's career, brother, all that stuff. Any of that personal, family tied kind of stuff is cool.
You recently got that Wrangler Blazer, and somebody wants to know, where did you get it and how many of those are out there?
Yeah, the Wrangler Blazer. There was a Dale Earnhardt Sr. Signature Edition Wrangler Blazer made around 1984, and Dad had that and drove it. He actually drove it around as his own, personal vehicle. Not very long. I think he had it for several months, maybe a year, and then he sold it to our neighbor across the street, another guy that was a farmer that Dad was friends with, and right across the street from DEI is where this family lived. And that guy drove it, and he's the only other person that's drove this car, and he recently passed away, but that car's not been on the street for multiple years. It's been in a garage, and it's in good shape because it's been sitting in that garage. But this man recently passed. His family contacted us about attaining ownership of the vehicle. It was a very fair price, and so I thought it'd be cool to have. I don't know that there is another one like it. I don't know that I'll touch it, though. I think I'm going to leave it alone. I don't have any desire to restore it at this particular time, but I am glad that I have it.
Jonathan Harrett, he says he has no idea you did some drumming. He's a big fan of drummers like Phil Collins, Nick Mason, goes on and on. Who are some of your favorite drummers?
Phil Collins is awesome because he's actually coming around. We might want to try to get to see him in Charlotte this year when he comes through. He's touring again. Dave Grohl was one of my favorite drummers of all time, and probably he's at the top of the list for me as a Nirvana fan, and his work in Queens of the Stone Age is pretty awesome. But, I played I wasn't ever good at all. I was awful. But I loved to try to play, and I loved music, and I quit drumming because I was bad. And people would say, when I go to a concert, people would go, come out here and play the drums. I'm like, I'm really bad. You've never seen me play, and you would not be asking me to do this if you knew how bad I was on a set of drums. I'm awful. I was awful. And it's not like riding a bike. Once you quit, you don't know, you don't get it back. I can't jump on the drums right now and carry a beat. I can't. And it's something you have to continue to do and practice at, playing like golf. Like, you don't play golf twice a year. You would drive yourself insane if you did that. You have to play all the time to be good at it, even to be decent at it. You have to do it a lot. And that's the way drumming is. And so eventually I just quit drumming because I was never going to be great at it. I didn't have the time to put into it. It was a lot of fun. Drum set takes up a lot of room, though. I don't even know where I'd put one today, but I've got a set somewhere.
I think you got rid of it.
Yeah, maybe I did. Anyways.
Alex Akers, logistics aside, if NASCAR could have one international race anywhere in the world, where would you like it to be?
Say again?
Logistics aside, if NASCAR could have
anywhere in the world.
Yep, one international race anywhere in the world, where would you like it to be?
International race. If you're talking existing racetrack, I think it'd be cool to go to Cayuga. I don't even know. What's the name of that place now?
Oh, man. Jacasa. It's Jacasa. It's in Canada. It's
Canada.
awesome.
It's an oval. It's a track that was restored recently. They used to call it Cayuga.
Yeah.
I'd love to go. If we're going to go outside of the United States and showcase our sport, we need to take Martinsville or Bristol to those people.
Yes.
We need to take short track racing, rubbing, beating and banging, night racing, Saturday night short track racing. Wherever we're going to go, that's what we need to take to showcase outside of the United States. Don't take Daytona plate racing. Don't take mile and a half road courses. Road course would be great, exciting, but let's take them.
They got that already.
Yeah, let's take them our roots. Let's take them short track racing.
Damn.
So that's what I would do, and you'd probably have to build racetracks if you were going over to Europe to do that right. I don't know that they have a lot of ovals over there, much less short track ovals that would work for us. But if they could build, a Bristol or a Martinsville in Europe somewhere, it'd be amazing to see what those folks thought of that.
A little conversation came up on Twitter about Montreal because Formula One was running there, and I loved when we ran there as a sport in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, cool.
All right, last.
I'm glad
we
you
won
liked
there.
it.
So anyway,
JRM won there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Ron Fellows, I think.
Montreal.
all right, last question.
That was a road course.
Yeah.
Last question. This is a burning one. What was the last movie you watched?
Oh my God.
See, it's burning.
Well, I don't know. Me and Amy, I sat down and what's that movie? Hold on a second. I think it's hold on. This is.
I'm really wanting it to be like
It's
Aladdin.
I watched The Lion King.
Lion King?
Friday night.
Oh. With your dog.
My dog watched the entire thing.
All right, so I can't remember the last movie I've watched from start to finish. I'm a documentary guy, so I love watching documentaries. And but I called Amy and sort of in the middle of Crazy Rich Asians and ended up watching the back half of that movie, and actually better than I thought it would be.
Oh.
What is it on? Is it
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what channel.
It's probably like
HBO or something. I don't know.
Netflix? Or?
It's probably out like on Amazon.
Yeah,
like Prime
maybe
or
it's
something,
Netflix.
Yeah.
But she was watching it, and I came in the middle of that. But it was good. Yeah,
There you go.
pretty interesting.
I know the book series is like really popular. So
Yeah.
I haven't seen the.
I'd heard about it, but never would have watched it. But
Yeah.
Amy said, my friends were telling me to watch it. I watched it. She sat down and watched it, so I finished
We
watching
got to
it.
end on a better one than that.
Oh, okay.
Give us just a.
I like that one.
You don't
Well,
like
I mean-
Mike don't understand it.
You could go to the well right
Talk
here.
about something Mike doesn't
You
understand.
want that one?
Let's go to the well.
Okay.
I
Go-
thought this was.
go to the
I like
well.
this one.
What does that
Come
mean, go to the well?
I don't
Do
know.
it.
But we're going to it.
Hey Dale Jr.
on.
Mike
Bentley
Davis.
says this, by the way.
I was just listening to the Thanksgiving podcast and was curious, did Homestead ever send you guys the miniature model of the original track?
That's funny. Remember that?
What's that?
The Thanksgiving
yeah.
episode, he went back and was listening to it, and Homestead was going to send you the
I know, they
model of the
were.
original. Where is it, man?
It's still in Homestead.
They haven't sent it?
No.
What the heck, Homestead?
Homestead Motor Speedway. What's up, man? Where's that dang? I mean, we talked about this, but so I was working the Homestead race for NBC, and down in the basement where we get on the elevator to go up to the booth is about the size of this table, an old model of the old Homestead Motor Speedway, and it's just sitting there, not getting used. It's in a case, and it's really cool. I was like, that should be on the. So I reached out to the track president, and I said, that should be on display. He said, it used to be in our lobby. We don't have it out there no more, obviously. I said, well, damn, I want to take it. I'll display it. I'd love to have it. We could put it in here. And he goes, all right, I'll figure out a way to do that. I got Mike Helton actually connected me to the. And I talked to Helton, and he's like, we'll figure out a way to get it to you. But I haven't gotten it yet. I don't know where it is. I mean, it's in Homestead. It's not an easy trip. We got to figure out somebody
Get it in a trailer.
who's trailering something that way.
You'd send Sonny
Yeah.
to
I
get
mean,
it.
if this was the
Gary
70s,
Ballou.
we'd call Gary Ballou and go, hey, man, got any room for this thing in their haulers that's coming up this way? But I want the damn thing. Bring it to me.
That's a good.
I mean,
she's
I'm
looking at
paying-
me
Way to
like,
end it.
are you satisfied?
That's exactly.
I'm not going down there to get it. It's not that damn cool. But I will pay somebody to travel it up here or to bring it.
There you go, boy. Now
We're going to
we
get calls
the
from
opportunity.
Joe's Trucking's going to call.
Hey, man. It's
All right.
it's got to be taken.
Yeah, we're
You know,
about to
it's
have
got to be. It's a delicate piece. You know what I mean?
All
Cool.
right.
All right.
All right.
Thanks everybody for.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, Ask Junior. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm glad it worked this week. Matthew and Lee have been hard at it all week trying to work out the kinks and the bugs. This is brought to you by Nationwide, our friends at Nationwide. Always doing great business. The podcast will be out later tonight. Maybe we'll wait till the end of the race, and that'll be a little gift for you guys post-checker flag. So
There you
we'll
go.
see you next week.